Hi, Gems. Welcome to Tears to Treasures. Thank you for joining me. This is another message from the Holy Spirit. So I was watching the national championship game yesterday, and LSU won, the home team. So, anyways, to make a long story short, I was on social media afterwards, and the post I was looking at concerning LSU's national championship, it was 8,888 comments, 8888, and number 8 talks about abundance and prosperity, karma, good karma being paid in kind, being paid in full. Spirit is saying, and then on the caption it said something about you're a champion, it's time to celebrate. Spirit is saying you're getting ready, it's time to celebrate, you're getting ready to celebrate, you're a champion, you've achieved something major, which is shifting you into a new timeline here, we've shifted many timelines, and you could feel these shifts over the course of the past year or two. However, this is like you are getting ready to step into your new beginning. Spirit is saying the price just went up for some of you. You reached a major milestone in your journey, and Spirit is saying that you've done major inner work. You've done a lot of healing. You've been fulfilling your mission here on this earth. You've been doing the work spiritually. You've been moving when Spirit has asked you to move. A lot of you have been stripped away from everything you've known, everything you love, been asked to move, been asked to leave jobs, been asked to leave relationships, friendships, family dynamics. And Spirit is saying that to have access to you in this new season, the price is high. The price has went up. You completed a phase. You're about to go to a whole new level, new territory where only the best is given. You will be surrounded by people who are just as abundant spiritually. I'm sorry, you guys, my eye is itching bad. You will be surrounded by people who are just as abundant as you spiritually, and it will reflect in the physical realm. Also, you will walk into opportunities you never imagined, expected, or experienced. God says, well done. You've done your best and sacrificed what he asked you to do and trusted his voice and plan for you in your life, even when it didn't make sense and was hard, but God. He says it's time to reap, and because you played like a champ, he's upgrading the blessings. Spirit says you answered your call. You've been walking in your purpose. He hasn't expected you to be perfect, no, but you've been chosen and you accepted the calling, and that comes with stripping away, making sacrifices, doing what Spirit asked you to do, because you know that even though it may seem overwhelming or crazy at times, the things God will ask you to do in certain seasons of your life will be replaced with better. Once you strip yourself of the things that Spirit was asking you to strip of, God then gave you a vision of what was next, whether that was a divine or kingdom spouse, or a new opportunity, or something that you're meant to create or do, that he's giving you a glimpse of the life or the opportunity that you're about to get ready to step into next, the role you're getting ready to step in next. So Spirit also is telling me that he says it's time to reap, and because you play like a champ, he's upgrading the blessings. You've answered your call. So Spirit has given you a glimpse of what is to come, but you don't know everything you can't see the bigger picture, but God can. And he's telling me to tell you that a lot of you, your blessings have been upgraded. Your calling has been upgraded because you played like a champ. How LSU won their national championship, you won in a spiritual realm. Your rank has went up. Every time those girls won a basketball game, they kept climbing up the ladder until they won a national championship. That's how it is spiritually. You've been playing well. Spirit said, job well done. You reached the national level. You reached the level of spiritual enlightenment, full awareness, like you're fully woke here. And Spirit is saying now you surrender. A lot of us, our last test was to surrender timelines on when we were expecting these blessings, because of many of us. And you will see that many readers or many prophets, prophetess, ministers prophets have been saying that it's time, over the course of the year, because God has been releasing these words to us in our spirit that it's time, but it was certain levels of preparation. So I'm going to get to that, but God is saying that was a test to see if you would fold or if you would continue to believe in him, even though the timeline didn't look like what he told us. Because he was telling us these things. It wasn't, you not hearing God correctly, but it was a test. Now God is saying that this is actually the time for a lot of us chosen ones to come into divine connections, divine opportunities, come into union with our soul family. And God had me, I was skeptical about giving this message because I was like, God, I trust you personally, but I didn't want it to. I said, I know a lot of people have been feeling as if it's kind of false hope, and not really false hope, because that's what God's looking for. People who, even though the word has been given that it's time, they won't fold on his promises to them, that they will continue to believe and stand still and be steadfast in prayer, fasting, and believing. So Spirit is saying that, now it's time. And, a lot of us, who are chosen and have answered the call, have felt like, God, like you said, it was time. Why isn't anything happening when we see things happening, we feel things happening spiritually? However, we're not seeing it actually manifest in the physical. And that's what God is saying, that your harvest is prepared. You've been tested, tried and true, and you've reached a certain level to where Spirit, God, feels as though you're ready to experience your rebirth. God is saying that you answered your call. He's upgrading your blessings, because even when it seemed crazy, you continue to walk with him and believe in him. God said the way he is about to bless you is going to seem crazy, but they will know it was nothing but God, and they will see why you made certain changes and sacrifices in your life. God also is saying, go ahead and shout, for your time is here. Hallelujah. You're about to experience a major rebirth. I know you've been waiting, thinking it is time, and the promises doesn't come, but it in the physical, but it was a test, like I stated, to see if you would continue to commit to God's way or go your own way. Spirit showed me the word regift. Regift means to give a gift one has received to someone else. A lot of you are getting blessings, the wealth transfer. You're getting blessings from these masculines that were meant to be your divine counterparts, that didn't answer the call or didn't want to do the work. They wanted to stay stuck in karmic, toxic situations. Those gifts are being transferred to you. Many of them were well off or had achieved some type level of success in their life, and they chose to go against you for material gain or for the way things looked in the physical, for earthly pleasures, or to people please, or to please their flesh. God also is saying that there were family members, friends, people on the jobs that did you wrong. You're about to get promotions. You're about to get blessed in the presence of in the presence of your enemies. God has prepared the table, and it is time for you to feast at this table. God is saying that the word re-gift means to give a gift one has received to someone else. You can re-gift anything for the home you think another person would like, including candles, vases, unopened lotions, soaps, and body scrubs. picture frames are also great to re-gift because you can personalize it with a photo that the person would enjoy. So God is saying he has, a lot of you have been in solitude, set apart at this time. God is saying that he took some time to personalize and perfect you, to make you whole again in his spirit and perfect your spiritual gifts. Also, God is saying as well, a lot of you have been rerouted from a spiritual spouse to your true divine counterpart, someone who would actually answer the call. Many of you did hear right that you had a particular divine person that was supposed to be your divine spouse, but they chose not to awaken or answer the calling that was placed on their life. So God has restructured and rerouted that thing to make it fit for his purpose, someone who would answer that call and walk in his purpose and would be obedient and want to fulfill this mission that you two are meant to fulfill in this next phase of life. So a lot of you have been delayed. A lot of us chosen ones have been delayed because there are some that were called but they end up not being chosen because they chose not to answer the calling on their life. So a lot of you, God is saying he re-gifted you to present you to someone else, someone who will be more appreciative and see your value and worth. Your value has went up. That person can't even touch you anymore. That person, a lot of you had these masculines ran from you, refused to do the work. They know they can't touch you. They could have even blocked you. That's because they know that they didn't answer the call on their life and they think they're running from God, but they're not. And that the spiritual gifts that person might have had, the material wealth, all of that is being re-gifted to you, being rerouted, restructured, and made new and whole again, and being presented to you. It's not gonna look the same. Most of the time when people re-gift things, it don't look, they'll never know that it was someone else's before, or it was yours before, you received, before you gave it to that person. And that's what God is doing. Excuse me. God is saying this new version of you, this new season, you're going to be unrecognizable. Many will separate from you, or have done so already, or you were called to separate from them because that would have blocked you from your blessings, because you're coming back a brand new you in the spirit. And in the spirit, as so within as without. That's where abundance comes from. That's why positive affirmations, meditation, all of that inner work attracts abundance, attracts divine counterparts. And that's why when we say you've done the inner work, that's what that means. You reach your full potential to where you can receive the abundance. You are abundant spiritually, so you're now receiving these things in the physical. They have to manifest now in the physical because you reached a certain level of achievement in the spiritual realm. Spirit is saying a lot of you, your appearances have even changed because your lifestyle has changed. A lot of you may be exercising more, may have been fasting more, may have been drinking more water, may have been eating more fruits and vegetables, may have been cutting back on meats, or only doing fish and seafood, or whatever, went vegan, whatever it is, cutting back on sodas, whatever you were led to do, cutting back on social media, getting off social media. God is saying that you've been focusing on yourself more, putting more into your self-care, and because of that you've been instructed to take care of yourself. A lot of you, that was the missing piece as well. A lot of you, God, you pour so much into other people, investing in other people, whether it's your children, whether it's your family members, whether it's your friends, whether it's the community, that you don't pour into yourself, or you tend to forget about yourself or put yourself last. That was another test, along with surrendering to God with the timing and believing in him even when he releases a word to you, that even though you don't see it manifest right then, that it will come. Spirit is saying you're about to be unrecognizable, and Spirit is saying the work you've done spiritually has caused so much abundance to be attached to you that once you step into this new season and he releases you, that is going to be nonstop opportunities, blessings, and you will have to be surrounded by the right people so that you won't get distracted and lose sight of the mission, or there won't be people trying to sink holes in your ship, because you're coming into a lot of wealth, a lot of abundance, a lot of opportunities, and there are going to be people trying to ride your coattail. That's why Spirit separated you, the real from the fake. So when we come into this new season, you're getting ready to be linked with the like-minded individuals, the people who've done the work. And it's not to discredit anyone else who hasn't, but they have work to do. Spirit has to deal with them on a different level. They're not on the same level as you are. The people the LSU who won their national championship, the team that win the Super Bowl, they get bonuses. They get different types of treatment. They get celebrations, things that they get endorsements. They get different type of opportunities that come to them. They get VIP rooms. The other team went home afterwards. But the LSU had their own room where they were celebrating, turning up after they won. And that's because they reached a certain level. They were the winners. They reached a certain level of achievement. And that's what Spirit is saying, is not to discredit or the team that played in a Super Bowl that didn't win the Super Bowl. They're just as good, or just as worthy, but they have work to do. They just didn't reach that level yet. So a lot of them are still being dealt with or have turned away from God. And, however God feels they need to be dealt with, or feels that, he has to mature them, should I say, then that's what he has to do spiritually to mature them. But that's not your responsibility. You have to enjoy this season and look out for you. So that's where the self-care comes in, at you putting yourself first, taking better care of yourself, getting your hair done, your nails done, getting a fresh haircut, going by your new wardrobe, buying a few pieces here and there, going for walks, making sure you prioritize your health, eating good, eating healthy. And Spirit is saying a lot of you have been called to fast as well recently, and have been, this is your confirmation to let you know that Spirit may have told you that once you finish this fast, that you were going to experience a rebirth, or be catapulted into your next phase, that you were fasting truly for a purpose, to experience, to get you to this next level of breakthrough. And so a lot of you, this is your confirmation. Many of you about to receive your next assignment, and it's not going to be as difficult because you learn to trust and lean on God and how to set boundaries. Also, you're about to meet like-minded individuals that will match your energy. It's which is going to call in more abundance and opportunities. These enemies, haters, karmics, deceivers, fake friends, and family will not be able to understand you and your level up, your success. That's why you are set apart, because you're about to elevate like never before. I hope all of you have been doing well, fasting and praying. Many of you, like I said, this is confirmation that major blessings and promises that God has made will start to come into fruition in the physical. God was, like I stated, waiting for a lot of you to this fast. You've been more present in the moment, really praying, really taking your prayer life, your spirituality, your spiritual practices up to a new height, a new level. And a lot of you could be being more tested recently as well while you have been fasting. You may have, and it may not be anything too major, but it could be something major. You could have had a health crisis, or had a family member get sick, or your children could be misbehaving, or you could have situations that didn't look good, but because you depended on God, you chose not to worry. You were tempted to worry, but you said, okay, no, I'm going to put my faith in God. I'm going to trust him because he is a way maker. And you put your trust in him, and he turned that thing around for you. And that is building your endurance, building your resilience, building the last piece God needed you to do was surrender to the outcome, surrender to the timeline, surrender to how things are going to work out when it doesn't look good. Because of many of you don't realize celebrities, these millionaires, billionaires, people sue them. People try to sue them. People try to sue them left and right over the smallest things, and you can't get all worked up. So God is trying to, that's preparation, because if you put it on God and just give it to him, do what you can in the physical and the natural, and give and pray and give it to God in the spiritual, and watch him take care of it, and don't worry, because it's going to be things that happen, but that's what sets you apart. That's why God feels as though you're called, and why you have been chosen, because he knows you can handle it. So a lot of you have passed that test because recently you may have been being tested with a lot of challenges being thrown at you, and that was to get you to not worry, to get you to trust in God more. And God is saying that you're about to be catapulted forward. Complete, total surrender is what has catapulted you here. You're experiencing more challenges from left to right to test your faith and see if you learn to lean on God and depend on him to solve your problems. So with that being said, you guys, I hope this message helped you, gave you some confirmation. God is saying that you're getting ready to experience a rebirth. You've been re-gifted. You're about to be, he's restructured you. It's complete. Is ready to be gifted. You're ready to be gifted to your divine counterpart. You're ready to receive your gift as well. And also I'm getting that it might not be what you expected, but it's going to be better than what you could have imagined that you was going to receive in the beginning. So don't be discouraged. Continue to stay faithful. Continue to fast and pray if you've been called to do that. I know everyone's on different phases of their journey. I hope that this is still encouragement to you to fast, pray, to separate yourself from those who you've been getting intuitive nudges or spiritual nudges and spiritual confirmation from, to separate from. Don't be afraid to take those leaps, because being chosen or getting to new levels in life requires you to make sacrifices also spiritually in the physical realm also, because it's connected. So don't be afraid to make those changes, leave that relationship, and I take it to God. Please, I'm not saying you should leave a relationship, but if you've been getting nudges that you should leave a job, a relationship, a friendship, a family dynamic, then by any means do so. If I'm just saying, take it to God, trust your better judgment, your intuition. But a lot of you, my point is, you have to make sacrifices and release things to get in this position. It's not easy. Like I stated in the beginning, most of us have had to get rid of our jobs, like truly depend on God to do everything, like seriously move in with family, friends, like just uproot everything, and to be replaced with something better though. So God will require a sacrifice, because he's made an ultimate sacrifice for us. So he's expecting his chosen ones to make a sacrifice as well. And because he wants to make it seem crazy faith, make it seem crazy, but when he blesses you, it's gonna seem crazy. Like, how did she get there? How did he get there? How is he here when he was just here? How she driving this and she was just driving this? I know how she got that house, how he attracted to her, how she pulled this millionaire, how she pulled this billionaire. I'm just saying, it's not about money, but energy is money. So if you reach a certain level, even if you're not married into money, God's going to bless you with the counterpart that you two can come together and fulfill that mission. By you fulfilling your mission and doing what God has asked you to do together is going to lead to a lot of abundance and stability, a lot of wealth, generational wealth, because you're a generational curse breaker. So it's only right for God to bless his children. So nothing's wrong with having money, having blessings, and a lot of us have to get out of feeling as if we don't deserve, riches and wealth. It's about not prioritizing money and focusing on your spiritual health, and that is wealth. And so, not getting greedy, and that's why God feels as though he can trust certain people with it, because he knows they won't get greedy. They'll put him first. They'll do the right thing, giving back, doing what they supposed to do with the money, and not getting a big head and doing the wrong things with the money. So in this season, that's what's happening. The wealth transfer is happening. The money is being put into the right hands to fulfill his purpose, because on the earthly realm, and not being all spiritual about it, it does take money to minister, to do things. And not all of you will be in a church, but to create something, make an invention, write a book. It takes money to publish a book, to have a publicist possibly, or, to promote whatever product or whatever, you're producing or God is producing in you. It takes money, resources, and God is getting ready to align the right people, the right, opportunities, the right, the right finances for you to fulfill that mission, that purpose that he has placed for you, your divine counterpart, or however God has revealed it to you. Everyone's mission, everyone's purpose won't include a divine counterpart. Some will need to walk alone to do what they are required to do. Everyone, but however it is for you, take it. But a lot of us are believing and have been led to kingdom marriages, and we're getting ready to step into that. So God is saying that it's time. He knows that you've been waiting, but I am believing for sure in the next 3 months that many of you are going to see these blessings starting to manifest in the physical. Like I say, that don't get weary in doing good. Stay steadfast in believing in his word and his promises for you, because like I stated, we've all been, God, you've been telling me it's time, but he's led me to tell you that, because you kept on believing and didn't lose faith, even when, he released that word to you, or you saw that word, and you felt like it was confirmation to you, and you were getting those spiritual nudges, that it is time. So, and I know, usually when I get this word as well, I see other prophets and other readers saying the same thing, and it's like this time is like, I think it's like everyone's kind of been, because a lot of people have been guided to fast, and do like the Esther fast, doing Ramadan, or doing Lent. And like a lot of people, I feel like April is gonna be that breakthrough month. April and May going into Aries and Taurus season, I feel like that this is going to be like a major breakthrough. So within the next few 30 days to 3 months, I really do feel like many of you are going to start coming into kingdom relationships, getting blessed with opportunities, spiritually aligned opportunities, and just seeing things actually manifest in the physical because you've done the work. So that's what I have for you, gems. If this message resonates, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you.